शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि अन्मावतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Good evening, my dear ladies and gentlemen. It's a long time. It's a long time that we have again restarted the sessions. It is a call and a request from the Western Brethren to again start these sessions on the wisdom teaching sessions on the Pythagoras wisdom and the World Cultural Union. And I thank the Western Brethren who have been asking me to continue these issues. And I also thank the Indian audience and my dear members of the trust who have been supporting me. And this is a very good time again to start these sessions. As we are continuing in the Pythagoras wisdom sessions, this was introduced, this occult wisdom was first introduced to India by M.P.RAO through the Pythagorean classes of the wisdom of the Pythagoras. And M.P.RAO through his spiritual books, through his Vertical Trust and M.P.RAO's Trust, he has published 2 publications, and the wisdom of the Pythagoras and the science of the triangles. These are the 2 books that the M.P.RAO has given and explained the wisdom of the Pythagoras in a lucid manner, so that the average man can read and understand the syllables and symbolisms of the nature. What is the use of learning these subjects nowadays? In present age, there is much rapid evolution of mankind with science and technology. So mankind is busy in earning money in crores and trillions and millions. So what is the use of these wisdom teachings at this present age? How are these useful to the common man like us? So that what is the purpose of this wisdom series? This wisdom series, especially the Pythagoras, has started his session in Greece. We know him as only as a teacher in mathematics who has introduced the theorems of the mathematical methodisms. But still, he is a great teacher of art, socialism, sacred geometry, astrology, music, and he introduced 33 subjects of learning, and he has written 33 books of spiritual knowledge. And he has divided the wisdom into 33 classrooms, and he requested every man to listen to his classes free of cost. The same principle that we are following and M.P.RAO has been following, and his disciples, our Master M.P.RAO is also following the same, has followed the same procedure throughout his life, and in his footsteps, the Mihira is also continuing the same. So we conduct the wisdom classes at free of cost. Anybody can listen, people of any age or any kind can come and attend the classes at free of cost. So the classrooms are free to listen to wisdom. So this is in the footsteps of the great teacher Pythagoras. So he requested the people who are interested in the subjects, and he divided the people who seemed interested to attend these classes, and he used to ask the people to draw a triangle on a sand which was put in a plate. So each man, basing upon their mental type and mental quality, they used to draw a triangle. Basing upon the drawings of the triangle, he used to pick up the students, and he used to give special training to each student. The whole science is depicted is called the science of triangles, and the same subject was introduced by Master Comte Saint Germain, and he named it the book as the Holy Philosophia, which is a more of a ritualistic and Masonic and spiritual sessions of its order. And if one can understand the intricate secrets of the whole philosophy, then he can understand the spiritual happenings of the world. And the master Pythagoras used to pick up the students basing upon the quality of the drawing that they used to produce upon the sand, and he used to pick them and give special trainings. The people who have passed the test and trials, they used to continue to other classes. So that the 33 classrooms are classified and 7 subjects and 24 subjects of learning were introduced in each classroom. So basing upon he used to be the whole teacher, and he recruited few students and turned them as the teachers of the school. It is called the Pythagorean school. Still in Greece, there is Pythagorean wisdom is rightly available, and Pythagorean library is also rightly available. The students of the university can pick up the books and they can learn. So there is a free library, so people can read the books and they can jot it down their notes. And what is the purpose of learning these other subjects? It gives an expansion of consciousness, especially it gives an internal transformation of man, and he can master his mind. So mind is called the great dragon, that is symbolized by the Western philosophy. But the mind is called the great tool. It's called the tool of gods. So one man, a man who masters his mind and emotions, he is a master. He is master of not to the world, to himself. He can master himself so that he can master his own time, and he can become anything in this world. So he is a great potential man. So many of us think that we can master our mind. No. Most of our life is dependent upon the perspective of thoughts of other criticisms over us. We try to prove something that we are not, or otherwise we try to prove something that we are to be, but we are not destined. There is a difference between destiny and fate. Fate is what you bring forth into this world. Destiny is something which you are born to do. So, but many of us, we deviate ourselves and deviate our life to prove that criticisms of the people around us as wrong or right, which has no value. They may be motivational at some point of life, but they don't really drag you to your destiny. So these spiritual subjects of learning, they help you to know yourself better. They help you to talk with the language of the nature. The symbolism that the nature is trying to give you and suit you and guide you at every moment through time, through people, through situations, through knowledge and through books. And this science is called the science of happening. It is a special branch in astrology. It's called Shakuna, means Dasam. Everybody cannot see the same thing. Everybody cannot experience the same thing in this world. Everybody has their own perspective view of life. And Master Pythagoras called it as the circle with a central point. You are the center of the circle. Everybody has his own circle of vision. Everybody will not have the same circle of people, or same circle of instances, or same circle of life that other will have. You will have your own radii of vision. The radius is called the wisdom. It's called by Master Pythagoras as the divine Pymanderus. The Pymanderus is a god in Egypt who is specially called the god of wisdom. So what is this pi? We use the pi in construction of a circle in geometry. So depending upon the radius of the circle, we draw the circle taking the compass, we measure the compass with a scale and we draw the circle. That's the first learning that we learn at the 4th and 5th grade of our school. So what is this radius? This radius is called the wisdom. The wisdom with which you see the world. An architect sees the world in a different way. A poet sees the same world in a different way. A philosopher visions this world as a different way. A politician visions the world as a different way. So suppose in a family, a mother sees the family, feels the same family members in a different way. A father feeds the same family in a different way, so also the children. So there could be 4 members or 5 members of the family, or nuclear family or joint family. Everybody's perspective and definition of a family differs basing upon your own vision of and perception of life. This perception of life is called the wisdom. You see the world not as it is. You see the world as you feel it and you vision it. And that your vision is called the wisdom. When you have more knowledge, you see the world at the deeper angles. Some see the world as a pessimist, and some vision the world as an optimist. There is a difference between the optimist and pessimist. That we all know. So depending upon your own experiences, you make yourself. Here comes the role of personality development. So who are you? Are you your mind? Are you your body? Are you your family history? Are you a social or civic? Are you a social citizen? Are you a product of a civilization? Who are you? We are all in one. Every point acts in our life at a different point of time. That's why you are called a man standing at the center of the circle. Every definition of your life forms a point in the circle. They form a circumference of your life. So your own perception of this world is your own vision of this world, but not the world as it is. That's why the Brahmanas or the Itihasas and the Upanishads of the ancient Vedic wisdom says that the Ashtavakra Gita and Aitreya Brahmana, one of the major schools of Vedic schools of thought, which explains about the philosophical structure of this world, and it also explains the whole wisdom of vision. How the world looks like. There is nothing as world. They call it as a zero. This can call be a zero. It is called a Purnam. A full ball. So, what is the whole world is nothing as it is. The whole world is made up of beings who dwell at that point of time. There is nothing as world. There is no civilization until the people are there. Depending upon the behavioral statistics and the behavioral pattern of the people, the society is defined. So at each point of time, a n number of people come into the society and behave in a particular manner. So what we call the civic code, the majority of the decision of the people made in a province or in a social structure, you call it as a civilization. So civilization is made through the resultant behavior of the people who are living at the society at that point of time, but the world doesn't have a direct code. There will be nothing as rules or the formulas, but only nature gives the structure. The nature only gives the opportunity to live the life for a man. So that is why man learns and evaluates. That's what man is called a social animal. Because he learns, he changes, first he learns about the environment, he interacts with the environment, he changes the environment, and he creates the environment. That is the core status of a man, a social man, who turns from a evolution of early man to a civilized man. So what we create here, through our business, enterprises, through our studies, through our learnings, so what we create is we create a new environment to our own way of lifestyle that we require. Through our wisdom, through our knowledge, through our skill, through your behavior. So the Ashtavakra Gita says, or the Aitreya Brahmana says, there is nothing as such as it is. It is there because you are there. The world is there because you define the world as it has to be. but the word does not have a definition. So you define the word through your behavior. What is called situation? Everybody talks about the situation, dharma, environment, and talks of the responsibilities of the families, but we forget the responsibility that we have to do, and we forget that we are also a part of the environment for the others, and we are also part of the something called the surrounding for others. We are an external factor for our family member and other family members for external factors for us. So knowingly or unknowingly there is a mutual relationship between every person in construction of the society. So the Aitreya Brahmana says, at this point of time, your behavior defines your future. So there is nothing as it has to be. It is there because we want it to be. So we define the society, we define the world, and we define our own lifestyles at every point of time through our thought, deed, action. So this is the birth of socialism, or this is the birth of rationalism, and this is the birth point of the spiritualism. Everything has the same point. We will it, it is done. So here comes the role of the astrology. The role of spiritual astrology comes into the role where it defines how it has to be, when it will be, and what is the route, what is the map, what type of people will come and form the society, how the people interact, what is the future and potentiality. So we can call it as a spiritual statistics of the human, of the globe. The spiritual astrology deals with the wisdom. It defines the measurement of your wisdom. It gives how long your circle is, how large your circle is, what are the parameters of your wisdom, what is the circumference of your circle. So astrology gives how many circles you create in your life, what is the area, what is the shape of the spherical structures that you create through your thought forms. So spiritual astrology gives the measurements of the world. The philosophy or the socialization gives the content of the world. So these two forms, the two legs of the wisdom called pipe, with which you create your own lifestyle, and we create our own, we define our own life in the parameters of the nature. So everybody is given with a free will, but whether we use the free will for our own development or for other for the development of the society or the development of the world. It depends upon the individual perspective. So the pi is called the divine wisdom. So the Pythagoras called it is called the divine God Pymandaris, the wisdom. This wisdom is conceived and given to the present humanity by the ancients through the scriptures. That they are called the scriptures of the world. They are not mythological tales, they are historical tales. A tale, as said in the words of the Madam Blavatsky, there is nothing as mythological tale because a man cannot conceive something that is never happened on this earth. Let it be a story, let it be a poem, let it be a thought, let it be a tale. You cannot create something that you which do not know. A kid speaks, constructs his own story depending upon the movies of the environment of the people of the behavioral pattern of the parents and the environment. Similarly, an individual create and recreate the same story in a different manner depending upon your own experience in this life. We cannot speak the words or the language of which we do not know. So also we cannot conceive the thoughts that which we do not know. So there is nothing as might. There is everything historical. That's what the cultural speaks, the cultural book speaks. So the ancient has given the wisdom of this world in the stories or the parables of the world scriptures. So the man life is divided into three types basically. One is scriptural life. People who believe God, who follow scriptures, who follow religion, who follow tradition, who follow the culture, who believe there is something that we are to, there is something beyond the human conceived nature and mind. There is something bigger is going on. There is a background story through which our lives are being floated. And they lead a scriptural life. They follow the scriptures, they follow the traditions, they follow the ancient orders, they follow the cultures of the world, of the nation, and of the religion. The second life is called civic life. It is also called the social life. They are very practical. They don't believe upon, they don't perceive or see. They only believe the word that they can perceive, and that is which is proven and tangible on the physical plane. So they are very practical people, and they believe in social contact, humanism, and universalism. And it is through these people the many technological inventions or the branches of knowledge are made. So they create the societies, they create business organizations, and they make the world run in a physical manner, and they are very practical people. And the third kind of people, who believe a school of thought and ideology, who sacrifice their life to a school of thought or through the ideology, whether they may succeed or they may not succeed in the life. The results are not in their hands, but they are ready to sacrifice their life to a school of thought or to an ideology. Let it be a terrorism, let it be a defense, who want to serve the nation. Let it be a scientist who do not know whether his test will prove fruition in the future or not, or a political leader who want to change the course of the nation and the lifestyles of the public. They cannot be practically proven when they start their journey. They may succeed or may not succeed, but they succeed in their life in taking their decision and leading their life and sacrificing their life to an ideology. That will be they serve the nations, they serve the globes, they serve the continents, they serve the people, and they serve a school of thought. That will be a spiritual school of thought or a practical school of thought. These are called the people who follow and sacrifice their life and do research and service and live to the ideology of the world, of the people they like. Few follow them as the leaders, few follow them as gurus, few follow them as masters, and few follow them as their inspiring people. They take their life and they succeed, they may not succeed, but they sacrifice their life. These are the three types of life that generally people live in this world. So, depending upon your own decision, your circle of life expands. So, the past Pythagoras has called it as a circle with a circle point. So, this is the first explanation of the symbol. The symbolism of the symbol that he has created a geometrical circle. And he also said all things that are circular tend our mind into perfection. Because circle is a perfect shape through which the globes, the globules, the cells, everything are made in a globular structure. It is a perfect shape. So it is a perfect shape. The occult meditation of these symbols tends the mind of the man to perfection, because it is a perfect shape, because it has suffers no inversion. What is inversion? Means it does not, the shape cannot be altered by anything. So when it is thrown in a different situation, when a man is subjected to this different test and trial, he cannot change his own life. He is particularly, he stands to his principle of life, and he adheres to his moral conduct, and he adheres to the values of life, and he continues his purpose and continues their life. So there are people who suffers no inversion and related to any economic crisis, family crisis, social crisis, or health crisis. They do not change. They seem to be stubborn, but they are attached to the continuity of the purpose of the life. and he demarcated such people as called the people of perfection, who and that can be done through the occult meditation. And he introduced an occult keyboard, a link between the shape, number, sound, and key. In our previous classes we have talked about this, and M.P.RAO gave the great writer of the age, and he gave a beautiful explanation upon this as books, which is available in the net. You can read the books. And each symbol of geometrical symbol he categorized as a different symbol. The evolutionary story of the globe he depicted in the form of geometrical symbols. Similar language, there is a language in the world through which all the languages has been emerged, and it is the mother of all languages. People in different continents, countries, and states speak of different languages. It's called mother tongue. But with the advent of the rising sun, the British rule, they made the English as an international language, and which is a rule of the Aquarian age. So the Aquarian age, there should be international communion between different sets of people. So the English was made as international language, the language of the international communication, and which brought the spiritual union of many cultures. So there are two languages that man has to learn. One about his mother tongue, the second language is international language. So now much spiritual information in this world is translated through technology or through the translators into the English, so that the work is globalized and made universal, so that everybody can understand the cultural secrets, the traditions behind every culture. So Madame Blavatsky is one such medium which was selected by the great saints or the seals of wisdom. They are called the masters. Madame Blavatsky named them as masters of wisdom. And Theosophical School and Society is one such branch which completely explains about the work of the masters of the wisdom. And she has made a comparative study of all the religions, and she has brought as a book as 2 voluminous books of Isis and Nil and Secret Doctrine, which explains the comparative study and the commonness between the cultural and traditional secrets of the world religions and cultures. And we extract much of the information from those books. We refer, because those 2 books become a basis of study for many researchers, which has many writers have been inspired through the writings of Madam H.P.B. And in that book, the Master D.K., who is said the Guru of the Madam H.P.B., he is called the Master Jwalaku. And he is called the Tibetan Master who lives in Tibet. He has the yogic powers to live outlive his age. I think still there are some saints. He still lives from hundreds of years in Tibetan caves. He moves in the society, but still we cannot recognize that they have some mystical and yogic powers. And according to his teachings, he said all the languages of the world emerged from one language called Senzal. And this Senzal is a language of symbols, but not, they are called hieroglyphic symbols. And these are a few symbols that are taken from the Senzal language. Each of these symbols, when you meditate, when you understand, so you can, a spiritual occult communication takes place and you will understand. And the perfect shape, the Pythagoras and from the teachings of the Madame Blavatsky, Master D.K. has derived a special symbol, which is a language from Senzal, which is a Pythagorean diagonal cross, and which is also referred by Madame Blavatsky, and this is called the perfect shape. The circle with a square within a diagonal. He made it as a symbol of the world literature of his school of thought. And this is a symbol of, and he called it as the polygon, the mother of the all languages. So the English is one such language which was made and produced, and from this all the alphabets of the English language were formed and derived from this symbol. And these are the few letters you can understand how this from this symbol the different alphabetic derivations of this symbol were derived. Similarly, the scripts of the Egypt, the scripts of the many other languages, the Persian language, the Jews, Sanskrit, German, have many. There are many researchers have been which has been produced by many scientists and socialists. The commonness between the languages of the world. There much of the information is available in the net. You can read it. I am giving only the teachings that we received from my masters, the M.P.RAO, who is happened to be my father, my guru and my teacher, and also the teachings that were depicted by Master K through my father or through our master that we received and through our spiritual classrooms. So I give only such notes, and much of the information is available in the net, so that I need not explain in detail, but I am touching all the points so that you can make your own research. And this is called the perfect shape. It is called the major symbol of the Sensor language, from which all the languages, the symbols, the letters, the scripts of the languages have been derived. So in Sensor language, in Buddhistic or Lama tradition, there is no writing and there is no scripts. The Guru speaks and he gives the symbol. When the student meditates, all the information is transferred to the science of telepathy. The similar tradition was still exists. This is a similar way of teaching that was exist in ancient India before the British rule. There were no notebooks or teachings. They are called the Gurukul systems of learning, where Guru utters the Vedas and the student or the Sishyas who have to be recruited by the Gurus at the 7th year after Upanayana Samskara. And Guru is to pick up the students basing upon their skills, basing upon their astrological charts, basing upon their family health. He used to select the students and keep them in the professions at the 7th year. And he used to train the Guru, used to take the children to the ashrama, and he used to train the children from 7th year to 24 years, like the ancient Gurukul system of learning. There are no notebooks, and Guru used to say the teaching, and the student has to listen twice and repeat the teachings of the Guru twice, and he has to memorize. Still in Kasi and in Benares, there are few Vedic schools where they have no systems of notes of the modern schooling system that we follow. The Guru or the teacher, he keeps on reading the Vedas. The Sishyas, means the students, listens once and they memorize all the verses that are said by the Guru in 2 strokes. So in India there is a system we call the students on Ekasantagrahi. Means at one stroke they memorize all the teachings. That is how the ancient schooling systems were there. But in Tibetan language, the similar system was started where there is no teaching to notes, but the teaching is to transfer to thought forms, to telepathy. The Guru writes the symbols on the board like this. The students meditate and understand the synopsis. And in ancient Vedic tradition, there is one such teaching of Vidya called Dakshinamurti Upasana, where the ancient, especially in South India, there are some traditional worships of God, of Lord Shiva, the incarnation of Dakshinamurti, where the Guru is of young age, the students are 70 or 80 years of age. The teacher will be 13 years of age, the students are 70, 80 years of age. There is a Upasana of Dakshinamurti where the Guru sits in silence and the students ask the questions in silence. There is a communication in silence. No speech or communication will be conducted on physical plane or verbal plane. The student asks their thoughts, the Guru reads the thoughts of the disciple and he gives the answer, so that student also receives the answer on a mental plane. That's called the science of telepathy. And this Sensor language is one such which was conducted on Himalayan caves by the master Jwalapur and his disciples. and one such symbol is this circle in which the square is embedded and in which the cross is embedded, and this symbol has many spiritual and occult secrets. The meditation of this symbol gives many occult powers, and it is a work of the English and many other languages. And these symbols that you see, these are the formation of the numerical symbols, geometrical figures. This is a special language of communication, geometrical figures, where these symbols reveal the numerical potencies. They also reveal the secret angelic forces in the nature. They also reveal the occult numerology, and there are many other secrets when those symbols are meditated. Similar symbols were used by Master Pythagoras in his spiritual geometry in his 33 volumes of books. And our Master M.P.RAO made a Vedic tarot by using all these symbols. And this Vedic tarot gives, we have a Western tarot using the zodiac and the 52 tarot. But Master M.P.RAO, who is a master of astrology and occultism and rituals of the world, and he has produced a Vedic tarot. It is the 33 diagrams of the Pythagoras. They give the future forecast at that point of time. Any question can be broken. You will get any puzzle can be broken through the Vedic puzzle, through the Vedic tarot, by using this 52 Vedic geometrical figures. So let us meditate upon all these classes, and so that these give you an inner expansion. It gives an occult phenomenon, and it also creates a Vedic expansion. So there is a connection between numerology, mathematics, Vedas, sacred geometry, the spiritual geometry, philosophies, and all these are connected to a symbol. And let us meditate all these symbols in the coming classes, so that we can understand the language of the symbols. Then we can understand the symbol, the shape of the human body. Depending upon the shape of the human body, our future can be forecasted. The astrology comes into the role. So there are many sciences which are related to this subjects. So let us meditate in the coming classes about the Pythagorean wisdom. And I thank all the brethren who have given this opportunity. And let us meet again in the next classes. May the masters of wisdom, or the founders of these subjects, the fathers of the subjects of learning, bless us, lead us and guide us to the true destination of the humanity. Thank you.